I'm going to show you how to draw your Lego brick in TinkerCAD for today's lesson. And the first thing I want you to do is click on your TinkerCAD link that you've been sent. If you can't find that, it's in Zero, How to Log In, and it's under your Assignments tab. And then you'll find that your login details are your initial surname or the first part of your whole school email address, and that's your nickname, and you should be able to paste that in there. Once you get into TinkerCAD, you will see something that looks like this, your dashboard. And on your dashboard, you're going to click Create New Design. Today's lesson is going to be about showing you how to draw this Lego brick. What I'm very interested in is that all of your dimensions, the sizes that you use, match the exact sizes of the ones you can see in the image here. So we're going to be using something called the ruler toolbar. And when I check your work, I'll be checking to see that the size is accurate. So let's get started by creating this shape here with the 8 notches on the top. We're going to just click on this tab here where it says switch to orthographic view, and you can see it says it will make it flat. An orthographic view is projection that is directly from above, so I'm going to click on that there. And if you look at our work plane, it doesn't look like it's flat from above because we need to also rotate our viewpoint by clicking on this block here and clicking in the center. We're going to pick up the ruler, which is in the top right hand side here, click, and then we're going to drop it on this exact point. Make sure you don't put the ruler over the lines, exactly on this corner point here, which is now 0, or our x-axis. The next thing we're going to need is to pick up a block. Move this out of the way a little bit, pick a block from down here and drag that box in. I'm going to put mine exactly on that corner and drop. This button here will help you, or the F key on your keyboard. Just click and it will zoom to the area that we're working on, so it makes it easier for us to see what we're doing. Now, looking at the sizes on this second slide here, we're going to create a 3D block that is 16 wide, 32 in length, and 10 tall, and all of these dimensions are in millimeters. Back to the drawing. That would make this side 16. Click on the text and you'll be able to just type over the top of it. You can hit tab and it will move to the next text box for you to type in as well. If I just rotate this slightly, you can see that this is 20 tall. Click in here and just hit 10. Don't be afraid to move your setup back and forth so it makes it easier for you to work on. It also rotates by spinning on the edges of the block. So mine just moved out of alignment. Just spin it back round and click on the top again so it's perfect, so you can see directly from above when you're measuring. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make that shape hollow. And I'm going to do that by dragging in the box here that is a hole. Now, if I want to leave a distance of 2 on each edge to make this hollow, and this is currently 16, if I take 2 off the top and 2 off the bottom, that would make this width here 12. Drag that shape into position so that you can see. I could also adjust the size here. If I've got a gap of 2 on this edge and I make this 30, it would touch this edge here. Watch. 30. And then I could move 2 millimeters away. 1, 2, making it 28. You don't have to work it out beforehand. You could drag it in position and then move it. I'm going to move the top down. So it is currently 10. And I want a gap of this hollow shape that's 2, 1, 2, making that 8. Now, to make that one complete shape, because if I rotate it round, it's not quite complete yet. I'm going to select all of that by dragging over it. And at the top here, I'm going to click the group button. So it joins those objects together and makes them one single shape. Perfect. Part 2, ready? The notches on the top. I'm going to take this cylinder over here and move that in. Just go back to the dimensions. That cylinder is 4mm, and because it's a perfect circle, it's 4mm across as well. Just click on that shape and select the size here. Click, make that 4, enter, and again 4. See, that didn't just that. If I just rotate that round, what I've done is I've not quite clicked in the right space. It's not 20 wide, it's 4. And the height of this is 2mm. Now, I need to look at this from a different angle as I try and move this into the right position. Be easier to click on the back. I'm going to click on the cylinder and I'm going to drag using the black arrow. The black arrow tools doesn't move things on the X or Y axes. It will allow me to move them on the Z axis and move them upright. So I'm going to click that and pull things up. And I want this to align perfectly along the top of that shape. So I spent a bit of time looking at that quite closely. Now, view from above again. My arrow keys on my keyboard allow me to just move that shape really quickly into position. And I'm going to drop it onto the corner here, so it says 0, 0. And I can move that so it's 2mm up, 2mm across. And I just want to show you where I got that from. I've taken that from PowerPoint here that shows me the dimension and how far that shape has been moved across from this point here, the ruler. Now we're going to add in the other 7 cylinders across the top by copying and pasting them and checking that they are distanced from each other accurately. Let's start by looking at this one. The cylinder is 4, the gap is 4, and the second cylinder is 4, which makes the dimension here 12. So let's go back to the screen and Control and C to copy, or Command and C if you're on a Mac, and paste. I'll put both cylinders on top of each other on this edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, copy and paste on the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm moving this using my arrow keys on my keyboard. So just pushing my arrow keys on my keyboard, which is moving me exactly, if you look down here, 1mm every single time. Copy, paste, put the cylinder on the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. To speed things up a little bit, I'm going to highlight these cylinders. On my tab key, my shift key, let go of the block underneath. Make sure that's not selected, otherwise I'm going to copy the whole shape and move it over. Copy, paste, back on top of each other. I'm moving them with my arrow key, and then I'm going to move them upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the edge, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. You can see that they're laid out in a very accurate way. I'll just rotate that round. We're nearly finished. Highlight the entire shape. And the last thing we need to do is then group all of this together using the control button at the top here, group. And I'm just going to show you what you can do in terms of adding some colour to this to check that it is a hollow shape. So when you send me a print screen of this, I can see. Just go to Solid, move me out of the way a little bit, there you go. And I'm going to click the transparent tool here, and I can select my colour, and I can also set the transparency. Multicolour, that's nice. Okay, so then I would like to see, you click rule, you can take it off. I'd like to see that you've sent me 2 images to show me you've finished this. And I'm going to use the clip image. Those, you could use print screen on your keyboard. Copy that, put it into a blank PowerPoint for me. and just save it as your name. So just put it into a blank PowerPoint image file. Perfect. File save as. Save it as your name. And then on Teams, I want you to go and upload that file so I can see a copy of your completed work for me. Good luck. Any issues, just post in Teams and I'll reply.